Well, that escalated quickly. The Crusades were a series of religious wars sanctioned by the Pope that took place between the 11th and 13th centuries. The goal: conquer the Holy Land and establish Christian rule there. But one of the most significant political effects of the Crusades was the weakening of the Byzantine Empire, which had long served as a buffer between Europe and the Islamic world. Now, in 1189, when the Third Crusade was getting underway, the Byzantine Emperor asked the Crusaders for military assistance against the rising power of the Ottoman Turks. But the Crusaders declined, choosing instead to head to the Middle East, and this decision would have a profound impact on the Byzantine Empire, leading to its eventual collapse. In 1202, a new crusade was planned, the Fourth Crusade, and it would be disastrous for the Byzantines. See, the Venetians wanted to participate in the crusade, but they had no interest in going to the Holy Land. Instead, they wanted to target the prosperous city of Zara in modern-day Croatia. But this was a Catholic city in a Christian kingdom, so Pope Innocent III was not pleased. He didn't want the Crusaders attacking fellow Christians. So he appealed to the Byzantine Emperor to allow the Crusaders to use Constantinople as a base for their campaign against Zara. And since the Byzantines were technically still at war with the Ottomans, it seemed like a good idea to let the Crusaders set up shop in Constantinople. But while the Crusaders did eventually take Zara, they weren't exactly thrilled about having to split their spoils with the Byzantines. And so in 1204, they seized Constantinople, sacking the city and establishing for Latin Crusader states in the former Byzantine territories. Now, the Byzantines would eventually retake most of their lost territory, but their power was greatly diminished, and the political and economic influence of the Eastern Mediterranean would never be the same. The Fourth Crusade had been a disaster for the Byzantines, but it was a golden opportunity for other powers, namely the Republic of Venice. With the sack of Constantinople, the Venetians gained control of the vital trade routes of the Eastern Mediterranean, solidifying their status as a major maritime power. But perhaps even more significant was the rise of the Ottoman Turks. As the Byzantine Empire was being torn apart by internal strife and external attacks, the Ottoman Turks were making significant territorial gains. In fact, by 1204, they had established a strong foothold in Anatolia and were poised to become the dominant power in the region. The decline of Byzantine power created a power vacuum that the Ottomans were all too eager to fill.